Hey everybody, it's Jerb again. This video began as a Clea remake / uniform video, then it devolved into something including all the forgotten Dark Dimension characters from the original epic quest for the Doctor Strange film. Since then, I've decided to combine two uniform ideas and a GBR idea into a singular idea, featuring new uniform reworks for both Kaecilius and the Ancient One. And for those, they'd be tied to a new giant boss raid for the cinematic / MCU version of Dormammu. And seeing as both Mordo and my favorite Doctor Strange character Wong should be getting guaranteed uniforms for the upcoming film, and I doubt Kaecilius or Ancient One will get one, Clea might, due to circumstances of her being in the leaked artwork and such, but I just figured I'd stick with these two. On a side note, I'm so happy Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, who can't appreciate moments like this?
Attachment to the material is detachment from the spiritual.
I'll tell the guys at the deli. Maybe they'll make you a metaphysical ham on rye.
Wait. I think I have $200. Rupees.
Which is?
$1.50. What do you want? I wouldn't say no to a tuna melt.
We never did find out if he ever got a tuna melt or a metaphysical sandwich. Anyways, as you can see, Kaecilius is in pretty bad need of a rework. Ancient One serves as a lead and a support, but that's about it. And with the recent wave of palette swap uniforms for Wave, Arrow, and Swordmaster, I figure this wouldn't be too far off. I mean, hell, they did it with Doctor Strange himself, where they essentially went from the first film to Infinity War and just changed his pose and changed his armband color. For Kaecilius, they could give him a spruced up upgrade, make his eyes look cooler, maybe a slight glow on them, whereas Ancient One could use their hood down blue, black, and gray look from the film. And honestly, for both characters, I'd kind of tie them together, in a sense making them mirrors of each other, one good and one bad, both drawing their powers from the Dark Dimension. And having both their fifth skills be this. Instead of Ancient One's healing bubble, both of them would slap out a mirror dimension. One of them would give them healing buffs, being Ancient One, while Kaecilius's would be a huge debuff to the opponent and a damage boost for himself. Maybe have Kaecilius's visual difference being a floor warping effect, which could be like they use in the film. I mean, it looks cool enough, so maybe they could have it like twisting and spiraling and whatnot. You'll be able to see the effect in the next clip if you don't recall it offhand. In addition to that, I would change Kaecilius's blades from the ugly silver ones he's holding to the awesome badass semi-invisible ones that he actually uses in the film. And then Ancient One would use the fan that she has at the end of the film. Both of them would also have that glowing symbol in their foreheads, prominent on the character models. Kaecilius' next effect would be super hard to do, would have him run under the ground, like you could see him as a phantom running under you, around you, and then pop up behind you to stab you. The mirror dimension effect bubble would also give reason for Ancient One to be invisible to the naked eye, because she mentioned earlier that they can be invisible to the outside world while in it. And here are those fans I was talking about. And being essential mirror characters, they'd have this part coming up, where Kaecilius would slap the ground and it would create a huge wave to do mass damage to a person, maybe doing stun and defense down and such, or having his dark heal skill actually have a friggin' heal on it, while Ancient One would either reflect the damage or absorb and accumulate the damage to amplify her own skills. I'd also try to include a skill where he stabs you like this and kicks you through a portal, in which you disappear through the portal, fall from the top of the screen, and then land on the ground taking a fair amount of damage. Then for an interesting passive effect, I'd like to see this. Not just his awesome weapon that I mentioned here, that cool semi-invisible blade, but not an immunity, but a % chance to be resistant to time freeze or time reversal. As you see coming up here, Strange reverses time, but both Kaecilius and his acolytes end up kind of adapting and reverting through that. I mean, granted, this could affect other skills or effects like energy damage. Maybe they absorb the damage, twist it around, and then use it as an accumulation skill. I mean, this effect is freaking cool where they kind of shudder and then twist in, and then they're back in the real world without the time spell working on them. I don't know, just a cool little idea.
It's true. She does draw power from the dark dimension.
And here, I'd split their T3s.
Kaecilius.
Ancient One would draw power, but not use Dormammu,
Broken. Lost.
where Kaecilius would summon Dormammu to do shitloads of damage.
Fed me lies.
I tried to protect you
From the truth.
from yourself.
I have a new teacher now.
Dormammu deceives you. You have no idea what he truly is. His eternal life is not paradise, but torment.
Well, I didn't think of one for Ancient One. Visually, Kaecilius's would be he'd slam the ground in a dark ritual to summon Dormammu like Odin's 5th skill here. Then the camera would pan up behind him like Thanos' 4th skill, and a portal would open, and behind that, a MCU-looking Dormammu would come in and just lay waste to everything on screen with the cool purple effects, fire, spikes, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. To obtain these uniforms, I would actually add a new giant boss raid. It's very similar to the Galactus one, you just use the MCU version of Dormammu. Like, I'm genuinely surprised we didn't have this in-game already. And by God, we've needed another GBR for so long. I am so sick of fighting Master Mold and 1 day a week Galactus. We really need some new stuff in there. He already has multiple skills shown in this entire scene. He's got the mouth beam, he's got the hand slam on the planet to crush him, and he's got the ridiculous amount of spikes. He also summons meteors. This is literally a giant boss raid that is waiting to happen. Holy crap. Why didn't they do this already? In effect, they could create an entire new type of GBR with new methods. Using Dormammu's inability to handle time, we could find a way to essentially annoy him or pester him into oblivion to win the battle instead of sheer damage. I don't know. Like, really, Netmarble can come up with some idea. I don't know. It's just, this is completely unutilized in the game right now. And with Kang on the way, time could be something the game could put into a mode as it is on its own. And then, I mean, obviously, add Kang as a villain of some sort as well, but use time to fight Dormammu. Find a way to work that mechanic in, and for the love of God, please turn the time freeze symbols to green. Finally, I'm sick of them being yellow like all the other spells and stuff that Doctor Strange uses. Make it green, for God's sake, to match the time stone. And on that note, if you're still listening, thank you for your time. Click like, subscribe, comment, whatever, or not. I'm not your boss. Have a good night or weekend or whatever.
Take your zealots from the earth. End your assault on my world. Never come back. Do it, and I'll break the loop.